Hello, in this training today we will be going over how to administer this assessment in both English and in Spanish. In order to create a test session, you must be signed into Riverside. I have included the website, so you'll click on the website, and then in order to sign in, you'll enter your email address, which is typically your district email, and then your password. If you do not remember your password, you can go ahead and click the Forgot Password option and follow the directions in order to reset your password. Once you are successfully in Data Manager, you're going to see a proctoring tab towards like the right hand side. The example right there will show you exactly what to select. So go ahead and select proctoring, and then a new tab will begin to appear. Create testing sessions in English. In order to create a session, please follow the instructions below. Go ahead and select all of the options that are on this screen. Next step is creating the session name. Go ahead and follow the format below. School abbreviation, teacher's last name, test type, which is first grade CogAT screener, grade, and then go ahead and type in English after grade, so you know which one is the English session and which one will be the Spanish session. For number 8, draw screen, please choose on. And then last step is click create session. Before you move on, please verify that the grade, level, and test type are correct before starting the exam. Create testing sessions in Spanish. To create the sessions in Spanish, please follow the instructions below. For test event, select first grade CogAT screener. Grade is 1. Test group, you can either choose Screening Form 7 or CogAT Screening Form 8. Either or is perfectly fine. Then level number 7, battery subtest. You will start with verbal picture analogies, and then test type. Please choose audio Spanish. Create testing sessions in Spanish. So the next step is you're going to be creating the session name. Go ahead and put school abbreviation, then teacher's last name, test type, then grade, which is first grade, and then put Spanish after grade. So that way you'll know which one is the English session and then which one is the Spanish session. On step number 8, draw screen, choose on, and then last step is click create session. Again, before you move on, please verify that all the information on the screen matches and is correct. When the students are ready to test, go ahead and double-click on the CogAT screener sessions that you just created. A new tab will appear for each language. Each tab will have a brand new session code that will appear. One session code will represent the English assessment, another session code will represent the Spanish assessment. So make sure that the students are logging in with the correct session code. Teachers should write these session codes on the board so that students have the code for logging in. Students log in. Students start logged out of their Chromebooks. They will then click the Apps menu on the lower left-hand side of the screen. Then they will click Riverside Data Manager. After that, they will click Take a Test. After they click Take a Test, they will see an example of what is shown on the right-hand side of the screen. They will then type in their student ID number, which is their lunch number, and then the correct session ID number. Either they will type in the session ID for Spanish, or they will type in the session ID for the English assessment. Then they will click Sign In. After they click Sign In, a pop-up will appear. Make sure that the student verifies that their name appears. Now, students will have to wait for your approval. Have them raise their hands if they do not see their name on the waiting screen. These are the instructions for running 2 sessions at once. So once you've created your English and Spanish sessions, go ahead and click on both of the session names. So I kind of put a little red box over the names, so go ahead and click each one. Once you do, there's going to be two tabs that will appear. One tab will be for English and one tab will be the Spanish session. One thing to note, please do not have more than 4 tabs open in Data Manager at once. The program will start glitching. I will provide more information on the next few slides. Approved students. This is an example of what you will see after all of the students have started to sign in. Under the Waiting for Approval section, you will see a list of all of the students that have signed in under that specific tab. This is where you can either approve or deny students from signing in and moving forward. If there was a student that accidentally typed in the English session code instead of the Spanish session code, this is where you can fix that. So go ahead and go to the English tab. Right here you'll see Great Flex Math, that's the name of that assessment, but we'll just go ahead and pretend that it said English Assessment First Grade CogAT Screener. So you go to the English tab, select on it, and then go ahead and look for the student that incorrectly put in the session code. You'll see on the right hand side where it says Actions, there's a check mark or a cross. If they accidentally signed into the wrong one, you will go ahead and click the X where that little red box is, and it will kick that student out. They will have to go ahead and sign back in, but this time they'll have the opportunity to type in the correct session code. Once everybody is in their correct section and into the correct tab, you're going to go ahead and click Approve All on both tabs. As you can see in this red box, you see 2 tabs that have appeared. One tab is the English session and the other tab is the Spanish session. So if you see that somebody that's taking, just an example, the Spanish assessment, and they're having issues or they're having a lot of difficulty kind of going through the test, you're able to monitor their progress by clicking the Spanish tab. Same thing for the English, people taking the English assessment. You can monitor their progress by clicking on the English tab. So you will have to toggle back and forth between each tab to monitor the students. And the next step is, after all of the students in both the English and the Spanish assessment, both of those tabs show as completed, then you will click Continue All. Now this will automatically send students into the second subtest, which is quantitative. So after you click Continue All, there's going to be 2 new tabs that appear. And one new tab is going to be for English, the other new tab is going to be for the Spanish assessment. So you will have a total of 4 tabs. The first 2 tabs were the older session that you just completed, and then the 2 newer tabs are the ones that you're going to be completing for the quantitative section. Now, as soon as those 2 new tabs appear, go ahead and close out the 2 previous tabs, because if you have more than 4 tabs open, it will cause the system to malfunction, and we want to try to avoid that. So always try to keep 2 tabs open at the same time. Monitor student progress. As you can see in this red box in the status column, you're able to see exactly where the student is as far as trying to complete this assessment. Student number 1 is in question 12 out of 22. Student number 2 is in question 14 out of 22. So that section is really great to just monitoring progress. Please watch out for the students that are moving really fast or really slow. And for the students that are moving very slow, just try to assist them. Maybe they're having technical issues, and just try to kind of see what's going on. But we are unable to answer any content questions. We are only able to provide technical assistance. The end of the subtest. If a student finishes early, they will have to click Finished on the review page in order to end the subtest. Students must confirm by clicking OK or click Cancel if they want to go back, but please keep in mind that students cannot go back once they do click OK. Students will then see a thank you page. Then the teacher will see the status change to completed in Data Manager. If you're unable to see a completed status and you know for a fact the student is done, make sure that they click End. If they don't click End, you are unable to see their status is showing as complete. You can also click the Refresh Status tab right there where that red box is, and it will definitely fix that glitch for you. On the other hand, if the student time expires, a few things will happen. Students will get a pop-up indicating that the time has expired. They will then have to click OK. Students will then see a thank you page. The teacher will see students' status change to completed in Data Manager. Please direct your students to click End in order to move forward to the next subtest. Once status is complete, continue testing all. After you complete each subtest, you will click Continue Testing All. So after everybody shows the status as completed in both the English section and the Spanish assessment, please click Continue Testing All. After selecting that, you will click OK, and two new tabs will appear. One tab is going to be the English quantitative section, and the other tab will be the Spanish quantitative section. After those two new tabs appear, go ahead and click close the older two tabs, which were the verbal sections. We want to try to avoid any technical glitches, so let's just try to keep two tabs open at once. After you've completed the quantitative section, you're going to click again, Continue All, then click OK. It'll push everybody into the final section, the nonverbal section. And again, there's going to be two new tabs that are going to appear. Close the old ones. Once you're done with the third and final subtest, that's when you're going to click End Testing All, and then you'll click OK. So on the other hand, if you want to take a break, try not to take a break in the middle of a subtest. What you're going to do is you're going to click Continue Testing All after completing a subtest, then immediately click Exit All. Please take note of the current session that you're in. Please write down the session codes. In order to resume testing, students will then log in using their ID number and whatever session code applies to them, either the English or the Spanish. Alright, testing is complete. So after students have completed all three subtests, again, they're going to click End Testing All and then OK. Please complete the testing incident report if and only if any testing anomalies have occurred. You can either turn it into your office manager or email it to highlycapable@everettsd.org.